Hello, my crypto bit brother. This here's Bulldog Rod, and over here we got the famous Papa Ron.
Famous in my own right, huh?
Yeah,
In my own mind.
yeah, mine too. And I think we
Whatever.
got a lot of famous people, and you're one of them here on the Crypto Bit Brothers show.
I think you get a lot more love than I do, brother.
Oh no, no, that's not true. You know it. We sure appreciate all your comments to my friends out there in crypto land. We appreciate all. We do read them. We may not respond to them, but we do read them. We sure appreciate you. And keep it up because we need those pounds of those like signs that you give us.
Well, folks, today's show is kind of a brainchild of mine, and it's been stewing on me for a couple weeks now. And Rod doesn't know anything about this. Hadn't even seen the title, the thumbnail, or anything. He is in this blindly, and there's a couple reasons why. One, Rod had probably talked me out of doing the show, so I didn't want that to happen. So, and two, we want his unfeathered, just his natural response. So, Rod, we solicit your comments as we go through this. It probably won't be very long, but folks, those of you who read the title, and we're going to give it to Rod right now. I put at the top of this, Rod, what's the deal? Crypto psychics, crypto remote viewers, crypto mediums, crypto clairvoyants, crypto everything. And it's all on this spirituality stuff, trying to solve where crypto's headed. I'm not, and folks, let me make a disclaimer at this point. I'm not picking on any one channel. I'm not picking on anyone. And I'm not, even though I sound a little excited right now, I'm not upset. Rod, you know as well as I do, one thing I've taught my kids is, hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to dabble in this or believe it, I'm all right with it. I really am. But I do want the opportunity to come on and pose an opposite point of view or to give my opinion on it without being, and you guys can comment all you want. We'll probably get some hate mail on this. So let me continue with this disclaimer. One is a lot of this stuff is accurate. They pinpoint these psychics and clairvoyants and mediums and these remote viewers. They have become pretty accurate with their stuff. So I'm not debating whether it's accurate or not. I'm not debating really whether it's right or not, but then again, that all goes back to each of our own, where we're at spiritually and what religion we're in. And my background is Christianity, and I'm not saying that it's the only one. I know, and I've studied a lot of religions. Rod, you know I have. I've been to mosques, I've studied the religion of Islam, and I've been to synagogues with the Jewish people, and I'm telling you, the Jews, I probably have more respect for the Jews than any other religion, and it's based on what I've studied and learned and so on. I've studied Buddhism, and then here's some obscure ones that you folks might not have thought of. And maybe they're not religions, but there's a thing called numerology. Rod, we've talked about numerology, haven't we, since I've looked at that, and there's energy. There's energy things out there. God, there's witchcraft. I did a whole paper on witchcraft and how that's infiltrated and has an impact also in the movies. And again, I'm not saying it's derogatory. I'm just saying, hey, I've looked at a lot of this stuff. And I don't say that bragging or haughty or proud. But I'm kind of open-minded. I know this stuff's out there. And these psychics and remote viewers and, they claim to have a connection with the other side and that they're getting fed kind of information. So I've studied these all. I might be a jack of all trades. Remember that saying, Rod? But I'm the master of none.
Yeah.
So, But my background is Christianity, so I kind of look at things with that slant, or I don't want to say biased, but those...
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is, but that's kind of the way I've been raised, and most of my studying as far as religion has been on the Christianity side. I respect the Jews, but the Christians, to me, are a lot of them, a good majority, are by name only. I don't feel that we as Christians really live up to what we profess. And so anyway, on with that. I didn't do a lot of prepping for this, Rod, but as we look at... So I'm not here to pick on any of this stuff. And like I said, it's accurate. I just want to give my view on it. And my view is that I think... being from a Christian side, there's either the light side or the dark side. Because as Christians, we believe that there's a satanic or the devil, and that there's a God, a supreme being, which I definitely believe in. And I believe there's the dark side too. But to me, this stuff dabbles over onto the, not the side of God, but on the dark side.
You mean like Star Wars?
That's exactly right. Rod, you haven't said much yet. What are you feeling right now?
I'm listening. I'm listening to this. My background is Christianity also, but I still have studied like Hinduism, Buddhism, Krishna, the Jerusalem religion, and now I'm going into the been dabbling into the Islam because of all the terrorist stuff come from that side. So, but I can't say that either, because there's been a lot of stupid Christians do stupid things.
I tell you, we've created a lot of bloodshed and wars and everything, all in the name of...
Most of the wars in ancient times were all done for the name of religion. You know that? Look how long the freaking Jerusalem's wars lasted between the Christians and the Islam. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're right. Religion, I've come to the conclusion, I do believe in a supreme being, but I've come to the conclusion too now that we have, God is everywhere, and if everywhere, then the universe is everywhere. I don't know. I love people.
No,
whatever. As long as you're good, and I'm talking about good as far as living some standards, and our standards, really, all the world standards, is on the Ten Commandments. You know that? If you stop and look at the world religion, most religions are on the Ten Commandments rules.
Treat your fellow man as yourself, and
right. And don't steal, don't cheat on your wives, and don't do all kinds of stuff, and don't kill. Mm-hmm. So all religions are based on those 10 rules, and God gave those 10 rules, and other religions came off of it. But it doesn't matter if we live good. I don't care what religion you are.
Well, and that's my point too. It's to each his own, and we're all brought up differently, and a lot of our upbringing dictates our philosophy in life later on when we become adults. And what schools we go to,
as far as politics goes in this religion, as long as you don't reelect anybody, I'm with you.
we knew that was coming.
Yeah, and also if it's my way or the highway.
For your kids, maybe.
Yeah, it is.
So, folks, if we get looking at these readings and sittings, seances, viewings, whatever they do to come up with this crypto insight, what is the origin of the insight? How do you explain it? What's the source behind it? A lot of them feel that they're connected into a spiritual side, and some of them describe it as a individual type spiritual being that it's not just energy floating everywhere, that it does have a focus in a type of spirit. And a lot of them put themselves into some type of trance to make that connection with their spiritual sidekick. A lot of it's done in the the cover of darkness and with candles, and to me it just represents, as my understanding, some of this dark-sided stuff, and they are accurate. So why would a spiritual being that's on the dark side want to give you accurate information in your viewings or readings or prophetic utterances? It's because they want you to follow them. They want you to be convinced that there's something to it, which there is. I believe that. So they might give you 9 out of 10 accurate readings or foretelling the future because they want you to rely on them for the source of your prophetic utterances or your ability to say, hey, I know where crypto's headed. Folks, we can just look at the stuff Rod and I bring to you and know where crypto's headed. This thing is on fire. But as far as getting down to an individual coin or token or platform, that's kind of where these mediums and clairvoyants and some of these people, they're getting, and even these remote viewers, they're pinpointing certain platforms and where they think they're headed. And I think they're gonna be accurate. They want to be the source for it. Now, being a Christian, I definitely want to go to scriptures and kind of say what that is, but I realize a lot of you folks probably aren't Christian. And I'm going to put another disclaimer in here. I also believe that a lot of religions are after control of the masses, just like any type of government. So I get all that. I am presently not active in any religion right now. I don't attend church anywhere. I do have my spiritual side of me, and I still do a lot of reading on this stuff. So anyway, back, and let me just bring an end to this then. I think you're going to get accurate information, and I think there'll be a good percentage correct in what they say. I just don't know long term if it's healthy to be involved with the dark side if you come off like I do and believe that it's on the opposite side of the fence. Interesting enough, people believe in this spiritual side, but they struggle with believing there's a God or a supreme being that oversees us all. So why would you adapt one philosophy and not say that there's also the other? I don't know. I don't get that either.
Well, just like you said, though, to each their own.
Yeah. And I guess that's all I have to say. I just wanted to give my point of view that I'm just not in agreement with it. I think there's other ways to... And what do you mean? What do you got to figure out where every coin's going? I mean...
Well, my
to hedge your bet or what?
Can I throw a little bit of something in here?
Yeah, we'll give you a couple seconds.
Oh, thank you so much, Ron. Oh, my time's up, huh?
1,000, 2.
Yeah. The thing with me, if with cryptocurrency especially, if you see that a certain coin's going to go up, you know what? I think the majority of the time you're going to be right. I don't care if you're doing a seance or not about it, because crypto's all going up. I don't care which one it is, except probably the ones that are way down on the bottom, maybe.
The ones we've picked.
Huh?
The ones we've picked.
Yeah. Yeah, don't follow us on the penny stuff because you may lose. But even that's going up now that Bitcoin's going up, because like you said, if the Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up, and vice versa. Religion to me is a personal, very personal thing, and if some people's religion is doing this seance or whatever, like you said, maybe the dark side. You know, the only way you appreciate the light is if you're in the dark. That's what I feel about it.
Very good. Rod, thanks for letting me get on and toot my horn a little bit.
Okay. Apparently that's been bugging you, huh?
Well, it's not been bugging me, but it's growing within this industry. It just seemed like there's a lot of videos. I mean, there's 2 or 3 remote viewing channels now delving with crypto. I mean, it's growing. And so I thought, well, man, I want to talk about this for a second. I might be up in the night. I might be all wet. But at this point, with my understanding, here's my synopsis and my view.
Yeah.
Back to you.
And you got your own channel and you want to say something about it.
That's why I had to do it without you knowing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can do that because you control the media.
I got the buttons over here.
Yeah, you got the buttons. You're funny, Ron. We sure love you, man.
Well, thanks, folks. God bless you, and keep watching our vids. We appreciate it.
You betcha. Thumbs up.